Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a pleasure to have one of the most ambitious people in combat sports. He is the founder of BKFC, the fastest growing combat sport in the world. Dave Feldman, how are you, sir?
What's going on, Ben? How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. It's great to chat with you. Now let's talk about this Texas show. Long time coming, bringing bare knuckle to the Lone Star State. Can you detail some of the bigger hurdles, either commission related or otherwise, that's prevented bare knuckle from Texas before?
Yeah, man, it's just, it's more of the same really that we dealt with through this journey at BKFC. You have some commission hurdles, you have, 10 people in the commission that want it, you have one that's objecting to it and they pull whatever strings they can to not get it there. I think some of that stuff happened in Texas. I also think that, there's other very, very big promotions in the world that were in Texas and didn't really want us there at the time. And I think that just, keep selling these tickets, right? We're selling these tickets all over the world. And I think, everybody wants to be a part of the ticket sales. They want the ticket tax revenue. They want the revenues that it's going to generate for the state. So I think, like what I said at first, I said, when I first started this thing, I said, the media is not covering us. Soon they're going to have to cover us. And then I said, soon they're going to have to let us in. And that's just what's happening with a lot of these states. They're just letting us in because they can't really say no to us. They don't have any reason to say no to us. Now, right before they did, we didn't have all the data. We didn't have everything, that they needed to really give us the approval without any hiccups at all. But now we have all that. So it's hard to take no's nowadays.
Did you expect maybe that type of resistance from the powers that be in the combat sports world as a promoter, or was that maybe new when this all started in 2018?
I mean, for the first few years, I never got resistance from the powers to be on that
Mhm.
respect. And now it's actually like it's almost it's getting a little annoying now, but it was like a pleasure. It was like the best like screw you I've ever got. I'm like, wow, these guys are trying to block me from going to different states. That's pretty cool, right? Because they're not going to block us if we're not if
Yeah.
we're quiet, if we're not making any noise. We're making noise. We're putting on great events. People are talking about us. We are, I think, the fastest growing combat sport in the world. I mean, we're selling tickets, and it's just hard to say no nowadays.
Becoming undeniable for sure. Now, this Texas show had a main event switch up at the midnight hour due to Franco Tanaglia's visa complications, but Ben Bonner getting the opportunity of a lifetime. This kid's 3-1 in BKFC. What made him the right choice to step in, Dave?
We had a bunch of guys that we talked to, and it was such short notice. I can't make the weight, or if I'm going to fight this, I want this gigantic amount of money, and it just didn't fit for us. And Ben Bonner, we talked to our UK people, and they said, Ben Bonner, give him a call. I gave him a call, very, very reasonable. Wanted the opportunity of a lifetime, and this is an opportunity of a lifetime for him. He's going to get a shot to fight in front of 8 to 10,000 people, in front of millions of people around the world on television, and here he is. He's going to seize the opportunity or attempt to seize the opportunity this Saturday. And he's coming off of two viral knockouts. That was the real thing for me personally. I was like, everything else was great. It fit in, but I was like, wow, this guy's coming off of two viral knockouts. And this is the kind of thing we want for a main event.
Gotta have the X factor that pushes him over the line.
Sure, sure, absolutely.
um, Also, Andre Arlovsky's BKFC debut on this card. What are you expecting from the former UFC champ?
I mean, I want to see, the Andre Arlovsky that moves forward and is very aggressive and is trying to knock his opponent out. I think you're going to. You have a very, very tough Josh Copeland in front of him who fought Bing Ben Rothwell. He fought a couple other guys with BKFC. He's always tough. And he can punch too. He can really punch. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, nobody walks into BKFC really these bigger names and gets a gift. And, we definitely didn't give him a gift by putting Josh Copeland in front of him.
David, that's how I felt as well. Now, talking about talking about former UFC heavyweights, Big Parker Porter, back-to-back first-round TKOs in BKFC, main eventing his show. What was your assessment of his most recent performance?
You know what I like to see? What I like to see about all the BKFC fighters, I like to see that they can take punishment, they can come back from adversity, and they can do what they had to do. He got dropped in round one, fast into the fight. He got hit with a nice punch, got dropped, got back up, and then scored a knockout. That's what I want to see. That tells me that there is really good star potential there because these guys can stand in there, bang it out, take take the worst of it and then come back and score a knockout, and that's what Parker Porter did. And very, 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 very good performance from him against hard punching Dylan Kleckler. So I think there's a bright future for him.
How aware were you and the BKFC brass of Parker Porter's almost meme type person, like popularity within the MMA community? Were you guys aware of that when you signed him?
I think Nate was a little bit. I wasn't as much, but I have obviously become, and I think that he's something that I think we can build him though. I really do think we can build him. I mean, the crowd was crazy for him on
Yeah.
Saturday night up there, so I think it's something we can build for sure.
And we talk about building, that would all lead to Ben Rothwell, who's currently scheduled with Alex Simon headlining in Australia. Super heavyweight division. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, that fight unfortunately is not going to take place because we had
Oh,
some difficulties in Perth with the regulatory there. It just wasn't the timing wasn't right for it. We're going to reschedule that for October, but I think Ben's probably going to fight before then, probably against the same opponent. But that's a great opponent. I mean, here's a guy who has a very good kickboxing background, who is a world strongman competitor. I mean, strong as an ox, can punch like crazy, and I think it's going to be a fun fight. And that's something that we are going to see Ben. In the near future, Ben Rothwell will be back. He's one of the biggest guys, literally and figuratively, in BKFC, and we can't wait to see him back in there.
let's look back at this June 6th event, which broke Stadium and Bally's viewership records for the year, surpassing even the numbers for that blockbuster Philadelphia event in January. Dave Mundell. I mean, this guy just keeps getting better, David.
No, he definitely does. I mean, he has, he's another guy. He gets dropped a lot in his fights. He gets up and he scores great knockouts. And again, I love seeing that because it tells me they got a ton of heart and they really, really want this. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to be the best. And that's what Dave Mundell's doing. I mean, no one has been able to beat him in the in the near past, and I think it's going to be hard to beat him moving forward. I wouldn't I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I would love to see him fight Mike Perry. I don't think that's going to be next for Perry because I think we got a huge announcement coming up for Perry in the next 2 weeks. And I think people are going to be excited about that. But, I'd love to see something like that happen.
Any further updates I can dig on that Platinum Perry update from you?
It's an opponent that I think a lot of people are going to be a little surprised at, and a lot of people are going to be very, very interested in. I can't really
It's
go into
always
much yet.
That's the BKFC promise. Intrigue. That's what you
There
deliver.
you go.
Now, this was your seventh time in New Mexico. When you think of cities or countries that you can't wait to go back to, does any specific places pop to mind?
I mean, Philadelphia was huge. Like doing the smaller events here that we're doing in July, that's going to be a great event. But doing the big event at Wells Fargo Arena, that's going to be great. Actually just had a great meeting with the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. We have an event coming up, but we're going to announce that soon. That's going to be in mid-fall timeframe. That's going to be a great place. I mean, I love going to Florida. I just love going there because the fans are crazy. We sell it out fast, and it's an amazing place to do fights. I I probably would be easier for me to tell you a place I don't like to go than place I like to go because I mean we get such a reception all around the world. I mean, Spain was amazing. Obviously, you were there and fought on that card. Italy was just great. I mean, went through the roof. Like the sound of the crowd was amazing. Dubai, I would definitely want to go back there. I think I was really looking forward to this Australian one. So when we go there in October, I'm going to be very, very excited about that one.
Is there any plans for a Marbella return? I mean, the redemption arc might have to happen, Dave.
Maybe. I mean, listen, let me tell you something. I told you, if you remember before the fight, I said, hats off to you for having the balls to do this. I did say that because a lot of people talk and not a lot of people back it up, and you did. And I would absolutely let you do that again, without a doubt.
Well, let's talk about Florida some more. July 12th, you're back at the Hard Rock Live. Last time, this was a really star-studded evening. Connor was there. Shaquille O'Neal appeared. Is there anyone crazy on the guest list for this one on July 12th?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think more of the same, and we're doing a partnership right now with about 10 NFL players, and that should be concluded by then. And I expect to see all 10 of them out at the event. We do have Max Crosby on our list. I think Max is going to show up as well. He's one of our partners as well. So we have a lot of guys. I think as I'm watching some of these other events that are happening, I think the only thing we're missing at a lot of these events is having the star-studded attendance and capturing it the right way. Not just having them there, but capturing that they're there and getting it viral. And I think that's going to be a real push for what we're going to do starting on that event and moving forward into the remainder of the year.
It's certainly one thing having the eye candy in the front row, but if you're not, using them in a dynamic manner, it is kind of wasted.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are there other maybe celebrity figures you'd love to see getting involved at BKFC in deeper ways? You mentioned Crosby. Obviously, Conor McGregor has been such a huge promotional asset. Is there a dream wish list of other celebs you'd want to get involved in deeper?
I mean, Shaq, I'd love to get him in. I'd love to really put him in here right now. I mean, we've had some great talks. He's a great guy, and I'd love to get him in. And there's a lot of, there's a lot of guys out there right now that we're talking to, really. And I don't want to put their names out there, but once, signed, sealed, and delivered, we'll be able to announce them. But I mean, I don't have anybody really in particular right now. The one guy that I can't mention is the guy that I've been trying to get for 3 years. And when this thing's signed in the next couple of weeks, I think a lot of people are going to be, wowed by that one.
I love it. Maybe that'll go in tandem with the Mike Perry announcement, dropping both at the same time.
Could be.
Last two topics I want to chat with you about. That $25 million tournament. Is there any substantial update or development in that?
Not really. We had to actually push that off into 2026. We do have the start date. It's going to be March 2026. We are doing it. It's just with these other things that we've been doing and having some internal problems with some of our partners that we had to square that away. And I don't want to talk too much about that right now, but we had some infrastructure things that we had to take care of. So that was very important for us. We're taking care of that. That should be wrapped up in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then we can really concentrate on moving forward the way we need to. BKFC has been a little bit quiet in the past couple of months, and it's only because we've been dealing with some things that we had to deal with to make sure that we can move forward the way we have to. And that's what we're doing.
I love it. Let's talk about BKFC Ice Wars to close things out. Ian Heinisch, deeply involved in curating this BKFC spinoff. How did this all come together?
I had a guy named Charlie Nama, who's actually the main guy behind BKFC Ice Wars, and he was trying to help me out with some other things. He did an event in Edmonton at a casino where we did an event, and we just started talking, and he became a real great guy. And he brought the idea, and I was like, I don't think so. And then he actually let me talk about how we can evolve it, and I talked about the evolvement of it, and then I said, yeah, man, let's put our name on it. Let's get this thing going. We had a great inaugural event with BKFC this past Saturday. The crowd was just insane. We are going to tweak some rules to make it a little bit more exciting, and I'm excited about the future of BKFC Ice Wars. I think it definitely has legs.
Would there be other, projects like this for BKFC, offshoots or other leagues that you guys create?
Yeah, we're working on one right now. And I think people are going to really like this one if we can get this off the ground as well. I think we're going to. It's it's basically an Asian-based company, but I think it's and promotion and sport for that matter. But I think it's something we're going to be able to bring to the United States and put a little virality behind that and blow that thing up.
I love it. Dave Feldman, always have something cooking in all areas, man. Truly a pleasure to catch up with you, sir. And I hope we can connect soon.
Take care, Ben. Thanks.